What's up, guys? Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Takes. I'm Hohen and this is Scott.
Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about our 6 top off-season acquisitions that have made the biggest impact on their new teams this year. And first off, I'm going to start off with Matt Tkachuk from the Florida Panthers. Now, as we all know, this was the blockbuster trade of the offseason. The Huberdeau, Weegar, Kolschwind, and first-round pick for Matt Tkachuk trade. At the time, it looked pretty horrible for Florida. They lost so much, and they only really got Matt Tkachuk back. And while it may have been quite a big substantial loss in package-wise, Matt Tkachuk has made a great impact for this team right now. One of the things I most like about his game is that he has really changed this team's outlook physically. He has been so physical, and he's actually influenced a lot of his fellow teammates to be more physical as well. And when I watch Florida, I don't see the same team I saw last year. I see a more gritty team that is fighting for pucks, that is getting more in the dirty areas, and they're not playing like they did last year when they relied on their transition game and scoring a lot of goals. It's kind of nice, and I think it might actually benefit them more when they get to the playoffs. So far to start, Matt Tkachuk has already put up 17 points in only 12 games. It's actually incredible because that leads the team by a landslide, even over guys like Alexander Barkov.
Yeah, it's crazy. I watched this guy play a lot in the Battle of Alberta, and obviously a fellow as an Albertan here, I watch a lot of Matthew Tkachuk games when he was in playing for the Calgary Flames. He's a force out there. He can change the game himself sometimes, both good and bad sometimes. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
I was gonna say the one negative I will say is he's already had that suspension for a boneheaded play where he tried to poke Jonathan Quick's eye out. So I mean, the guy is not completely flawless, and that's kind of the gamble you take with Matt Tkachuk, is he rides the line a lot. So sometimes you'll get this incredible physical play, but sometimes you'll get some stupid antagonizing penalty or some dirty hit.
I mean, that game against Tampa Bay back earlier in the season where he took that penalty at the end of the game there, it cost them the whole game. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, there's definitely like tale of two sides here.
Yeah.
But I'd say overall, I think in the long term, it's going to be more beneficial, and it kind of has already for the most part.
Yes, and I agree with Scott at everything he said in terms of he adds so much more element to this team. I feel like the reason why Florida Panthers lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning that series is that they just play a very passive game, right? They're not.
Yeah, they kind of got out physical and outsized by Tampa because
Yeah.
Tampa was a big team, especially with that defensive core. And I think something like this is really going to be a good change for them in the long term.
Yeah. And my next player would be Andrei Burakovsky from the Seattle Kraken. Right now, they're still playing a game right now against the Nashville Predators. So as of right now, this recording, he has 13 points in 14 games. He got 3 points so far in this game, which is very good. This guy has been outstanding on this team. He's been leading this team, and it really surprised me. Even Bjorkstrand's also a good addition to this team as well. I feel like he adds a much different dynamic to their power play now, especially in addition with Matty Beniers and Oliver Bjorkstrand there. It looks really good. I really like. I mean, the big reason why he's a huge reason why Seattle Kraken has been winning a lot of games recently, and it's good to see that Seattle Kraken's been turning up.
Yeah, looking at that record, that Seattle's like 4 games above 500 now. That's pretty incredible. And it does come from Andrei Burakovsky a lot because he currently leads the team in points. And on top of that, this is a player who most of his career, when he played with the Capitals, with guys like Ovechkin and Kuznetsov, he was playing like third line. Then he went to Colorado and he was playing a lot of second line. He was more a complementary player, and he never really had the chance to be that guy. And right now on Seattle, with a team that's very new and doesn't have a lot of star power, he's finally getting that opportunity to shine. My second player I got here is Vincent Trocheck from the New York Rangers. Now, basically, even though it wasn't a trade, the Rangers exchanged second line centers this offseason. They let Ryan Strome go, and they brought in Vincent Trocheck. And man, I'm here to say that is such a substantial upgrade. Vincent Trocheck has been a blessing for this team. They may not have the best record to start the season, but that has nothing to do with Vincent Trocheck's play. He has been awesome playing with Panarin. This guy already has played 14 games and has 11 points to start the year, and that is with him having a lot more opportunities than the score sheet shows. He is always there, always close to scoring goals, and on top of that, he has such a motor that Ryan Strome never had. He will fight for pucks. He will have that energy boost to just go chase down somebody. He is just a way better two-way player, and it's just such a substantial upgrade for this team.
The difference between him and Ryan Strome is like night and day. It's not even comparable. Like this, Trocheck is just way better at two-way play. We watched him very closely in the playoffs when he was playing for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh,
and
he was their best player.
Their best player.
Yeah. So
like,
when I think the Rangers thought that too because they went and grabbed him.
Yeah.
That was like their foreshadow for them. They're like, oh yeah, we need this guy on our team for sure. We don't want to play against this guy. And he really adds a lot of physicality for a guy that, at least when I watch him, I don't think that he's that big.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't seem big on the ice, but this guy almost has 50 hits already. He's at like 48 hits in 14 games. This guy's a very physical player.
Yeah, so just give us some more time, and eventually I can see him being having perfect chemistry with Panarin. I see Ryan Strome, when he played there, he was it was very predictable that he was going to pass the puck to Panarin all the time.
And he felt a lot softer.
Yeah, but now Vincent Trocheck can do two things. He can also shoot the puck as well.
Oh, he has a pretty good shot.
So that adds a totally different element to that line now. So.
And he's not afraid to shoot. Like, I mean, I just watched the game we just saw an hour ago, and he had 8 shots. I mean, this guy's not afraid to wind up, which is good playing with a great passer like Panarin. I think it's a great compliment and a great duo.
Yep. And that brings me to my next player, and that would be Kevin Fiala from the LA Kings. Right now, they're still playing their game right now as we're recording this. They're playing against the Minnesota, still 0-0 last time we checked.
Yeah, boring. Snoozer game.
Yeah. But Kevin Fiala has 14 points in 14 games. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because I've had this guy in last 2 to 3 seasons of my fantasy hockey teams, and this guy usually starts very, very slow, but he doesn't pick it up until the second half of the season. So the fact that he's a point per game right now to start off the season is very impressive to me, despite him only having 3 goals. So, but the way I watched him play, the way he's making his passes and the way he's shooting puck, he's looking really good right now on this team. He's complementing other snipers on the team very well. I love that pass that he made to Kapuri for that goal the other night. He just looked really, really good on this team.
Yeah, so far I really like the offense he's added. It's kind of shocking to me. I honestly thought he was going to be a player who took a fall off once he left Minnesota and came to LA. Mainly because LA is not a team that's known for scoring a lot of goals. And then this year, for some reason, they're in all these shootouts where they're playing people in 7-6, 5-4, 6-5 games, and I don't get it. It confuses the crap out of me. But Fiala has definitely been a big part of why that's happening. The one shocker I have is that for some reason he's getting all these assists and not the goals. I mean, I'm sure the goals will come, but I mean, he's like tied for the lead in points on this team, and it's just pretty impressive.
Yeah, I feel like also another thing to add on about this player is that Minnesota, I feel like there weren't that many weapons aside from Kaprizov and the Zuccarellos and the Matt Boldy. I feel like with the LA Kings, they got Adrian Kempe, they got Victor Arvidsson, they got some shooters. They got some shooters. They got the emergence of Velarde, so they got a lot of other shooters. That Fiala doesn't have to be that guy.
No, he just has to be solid.
He just has to be solid.
Yeah.
So I think that helps him.
No, for sure.
Yep.
My last player I have on my list is John Marino from the New Jersey Devils. And compared to all these other guys on this list, he's not going to get the love because this is a more stay-at-home defensive defenseman. But no one can underestimate how much of an impact John Marino has made to the New Jersey Devils. This is a team that almost everybody said was not going to be a playoff team this year. They said this is closer to a lottery team, maybe in the Bedard sweepstakes. And this team is 10-3, guys. 10 wins, 3 losses, leads their division. And a big part of it is from a guy like John Marino. What he adds defensively, being a guy who logs over 20 minutes a game, but also kills penalties and plays the shutdown role against every team's top players. And even with that, he's +9, playing against like all these superstars, playing against like the McDavids when they played them, playing against like Kadri, Huberdeau. Like it's incredible what he's managed to do so far. And he's a young defenseman too. So, I mean, this guy's only going to get better. And one thing I really liked on top of his defensive play is that he's actually somehow added a little bit of offense into his game. This guy's got 6 points in 13 games. As a defensive defenseman, that's phenomenal.
I always wondered why Pittsburgh Penguins let him go. Because look at Pittsburgh now. They suck.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing I was going to add in quickly before is that this might go down as one of the best trade wins in a long time. John Marino for Ty Smith. So John Marino right now is on a team that's 10-3, making a significant impact, putting up points and playing good defense. Ty Smith for Pittsburgh isn't even on the team. He's playing for the AHL team right now, and he's doing okay in the AHL.
I'm actually kind of shocked with Ty Smith as well. I thought he would help on that power play, but I guess not. He can't play hockey and defensively, I guess.
Yeah, definitely one of the best addition changes for me. Like Ty Smith for John Marino is massive upgrade.
Yeah, I love John Marino's game. But that brings me to my last player, and this one would be very little surprise in this one. This is I think everyone is really surprised with the emergence of this player, and this is Dominik Kubalik from the Detroit Red Wings. Man, have he had a hot start. He just complements Dylan Larkin so well, being that shooter for him now. I think people forget just that this guy was a 30-goal scorer once in his rookie season when he played with Jonathan Toews on that line, and how dominant he was in that play-in series against the Edmonton Oilers, because I would know that because I watched it.
Oh, he really messed them up good.
Yeah,
he was their worst nightmare.
I always knew Dominik Kubalik had that offensive potential, but I just didn't think he was going to be this good. I didn't think he was going to have this. It's kind of crazy because of all the players that Detroit added, they added probably the most in the offseason. They added Andrew Kopp, they added David Perron, they added Sherrod, they added Husso, and they also added Kubalik. But I feel like Kubalik was the least talked about.
I thought Kubalik at first, when they first added Kubalik, I thought he was going to play on their third or fourth line, or potentially be the guy who is healthy scratched. Yep. At times, like, I didn't think he was going to get much ice time. I thought maybe he gets 10 to 12 minutes a night and maybe has like 30 points in 80 games or something. And this one's wild to me. How much of a difference he's made. This guy, he's what, over a point per game right now?
Yeah.
Like, that's just so crazy.
He just complements Dylan Larkin so well because Dylan Larkin's a skater. He's a fast player. He gets into the zone.
It's great chemistry right now. That's like a duo no one would talk about. If you ask them to name duos right now, you'd actually almost have to say Larkin and Kubalik.
Yeah, and Kubalik just has to find the right spot and stand there and wait for the shot. Like that's all he has to do.
You think of all these guys like Matthews and like Marner and stuff and like duos like that, and then like Larkin and Kubalik have almost just as good, if not better, numbers.
Yeah,
like it's kind of wild right now.
I'm honestly low-key cheering for this guy. I just really hope this guy keeps it up because it's just a really good story.
It's a cool story because like Cohen said, he had the 30 goals the 1 year in his rookie year when everyone's talking about him, and then he fell off a cliff.
I didn't like how he was treated in Chicago last year though. I feel like the coach purpose, I don't know. I know he was struggling, but the way I didn't like how Colleton was that the coach last year for Chicago. I didn't like how he buried him in the lineup. I get that he wasn't performing, but I like how he's responded this year.
It's impressive. Yeah. I got to give the guy credit. I don't know if it's going to obviously keep up this pace, but even if it doesn't, say he just is like goes down a little bit and is a 60-point player, that's still phenomenal, especially for Kubalik.
I'm happy for him.
And it's really good for Detroit because this is a team who's over 500 now. We got to give Detroit some credit. They're like a decent team right now, so.
Yep. Yeah, but I think that's it. That's all we have for our list.
Yeah.
We will see you in the next video very soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. But until then, we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.